Alright, so Valve released their new Halloween update today, and I was planning on making a video talking about all the new cosmetics, the new unusual effects, all of this other stuff, you know, the really cool things that they added, most of them being community-made items, but I'm okay with that. Valve themselves even said they're probably not going to be working too much on the Halloween update because they're working on competitive and the Pyro update, which I'm cool with that. And while I like all the new shit they added, they did do some things this update that kind of worry me because it seems like they're just not listening to us, even though we've made these concerns, I guess you could call them, publicly, like over and over and over again, and they just don't seem to listen to them for some reason. What are these concerns I'm talking about? Well, it's pretty simple. First off, we have the changes they made to competitive matchmaking. What changes are you asking? Simple. They decided to change the map rotation around a little bit. Now, normally that's not a bad thing. I like when they try to, make new maps viable for competitive. The problem is they're not listening to us when it comes to the previous feedback that we've given them. For instance, they've removed CP Granary and CP Badlands, two flagship competitive sixes maps. Now sure, matchmaking isn't exactly sixes, but it's close enough. It still is 6v6 matchmaking, so why remove those two maps that are genuinely liked by the community for the most part? Sure, they're 5CP, and 5CP is kind of stalematey, but it's still probably the best format for maps as far as competitive TF2 goes. What did they add in place of those maps? PL Badwater and CTF Turbine. Now, if you remember, we already had a CTF map in the rotation a while ago. No one liked playing CTF in ranked matchmaking. Maybe some people did, but I didn't. The vast majority of people didn't. And of course, the competitive community didn't like it either because it's not a very good game mode for sixes. Now sure, Turbine used to be a competitive map way back in the day, but they had a pro version of it. That meant that basically someone from the competitive community went ahead and changed the problems that the map had and re-released it as CTF Turbine Pro. They didn't add this, map to the, the rotation. They just kind of added the regular CTF Turbine. So that's not good. Then, if you recall, everyone and their mother was whining about PL Swiftwater, and for good reason. PL Swiftwater is not a very good sixes map. Payload in general tends to be not very good in sixes. So what do Valve do? They keep Swiftwater, but they decide to also add Badwater. Now we have two payload water maps. Oh, cool. Thanks, Valve. That's what we wanted. Thank you so much. Woo! Nah, not really, man. I'm not happy about this, okay? Valve, we've given you feedback. Lots and lots and lots of feedback. We've told you what works and what doesn't. Why don't you listen to us? That's the problem that we're having right now. We know what we want, and you're not letting us have it. We tell you what needs to be changed, and you don't change it. Instead, you continue doing the same old, same old. And that scares me. That scares a lot of the competitive community because they want to see this game grow, at least most of them. I know there's some people that, don't really care, and that's fine, have whatever opinion you want. I want to see this game grow, though. I want to see competitive grow. I want to see everything grow. And I know it's an old game, but I still feel this way regardless because I love TF2. Maybe I'm, selfish or some shit like that because of that, but I don't know, man. It's how I felt about the game for a very long time now, so And if you don't care about competitive matchmaking and stuff like that, that's cool. I don't care if you care, or if you don't care. It's whatever. Do your thing. But for those of you that do care, this probably is, a major concern for you, and I understand. It doesn't end there, though. If you looked at the new cosmetic crate that they added, or case, whatever, it has tiered cosmetics yet again. So for those of you people that care about hats and trading, this is where you get upset. Yes, they decided to continue adding tiered cosmetics, which we've whined about this so much. Every single time a new case came out, there'd be a top Reddit post talking about how they don't like the tiered cosmetics. Does Valve listen? No. I understand it works in CSGO, but that's because CSGO has never had anything different ever. They've always had tiered cosmetics, like all the time. We haven't, and we don't like them. We don't like them because they add a false sense of value to a lot of stupid hats, and they make certain hats rarer than they should be. Now, sure, in the past, Valve has made it so that some hats were rarer than others in crates, but they didn't specifically tell you. They didn't, make it an obvious thing on, the item's name by making the, name color different or something like that. This time, it's always going to be very obvious because the rarest ones are red and the most common ones are blue, and that fucks the market a little bit. Not a lot, but a bit. Sometimes you have really nice hats that end up being blue, so they sell really, really low, which to some may not be a problem, but I like seeing hats that are good have a high value. It's just common sense. And then you have shitty hats that are made red, or sometimes pink, and they sell for more than their blue counterparts, even though they look like crap. Now, obviously, a lot of this is simple opinion, and it's not objective speaking, but for the most part, community opinion does drive market value. If a hat looks like ass, and the majority of people are like, yeah, this hat looks bad, then it's not going to sell very well, now is it? Because no one's going to want it. But if it's, got a red text on it, sometimes that's enough for people to, look past it and go, oh, that's a cool hat. Wow, it's red. Oh, sick. And sure, it won't be like the new god tier, but it does affect the price a bit, and it does affect the market a bit, and it's not organic. I like having an organic market that decides for itself what's what and what's good and what's bad. We don't have that. We're just kind of making things up as we go because, it's all tiered for us now. There is no organic market anymore because we know what's what now because Valve makes it what's what. And that's annoying. That's a big problem. And it just seems like Valve is not listening to us at all, ever. And they make good updates here and there, but they also make really stupid updates. And they just haven't gotten it right yet, and that scares me. It disheartens me because I want this game to grow. I want this game to be great. It already is pretty great. I love TF2. I just want to see it get better. And I know that Valve has the power to do that. I know they do. They just don't seem to want to do it, and I don't know why. We give them so much community feedback. We have competitive professional TF2 players wanting to correspond with Valve directly, so that Valve, is on the right track, and Valve doesn't listen, and it scares me, man. Sure, maybe I'm overreacting, maybe this is nothing, and maybe Valve will sort it all out, and this is some experiment or some shit like that, but God, please, just listen to us, man. We're not that stupid. I know you could pull like a World of Warcraft Blizzard fiasco and tell us, oh, you think you know what you want, but you don't know. You don't know what you want. And look at how well that worked for Blizzard. It didn't work out very well. There was a lot of fucking backlash and stuff like that, and for good reason. Let the community tell you what they want. If you truly believe that it's wrong, let us know why. At least talk to us. If you're gonna totally ignore us and our input and go exactly against what we say, then at least tell us why. That's all we're asking, man. Please, I'm scared. I don't want this game to die. I'm not saying that it will die. I'm saying that, it could. There's always that possibility. And if Valve continues to fuck up, we may see a decline. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry that I have to make this video. I don't like making videos like this. I like praising Valve. I like being devil's advocate. I like when they do good things. I don't like when they do bad things because it scares me. So please, Valve, do good things for us. We love you a lot. We try to stand by your side despite the things you do. So please help us out. Thanks for listening. Again, I'm sorry about this video. I don't like making videos like this at all. GG. Peace the fuck out.